All right, so cannonball run. The background first, the cannonball run is an unsanctioned speed record for driving across the United States. Typically, it's run from New York City to LA, and it covers the distance of 2,906 miles. The average speed achieved in report run are far excess of speed limit anywhere in the US, so it's pretty much illegal. And if you get caught, you will get in trouble. And successful record attempts have employed a variety of tactics for evading traffic law enforcement. So they gotta do something. So here's a movie reference about what we're talking about here. And it's long, but it's long. We're not gonna watch the entire thing out here. Right. There's a finish line that they just arrived in LA. It was started from New York. They just driving and driving, get to a finish line. So pretty much out here. And here's a storyline about what we're gonna talk about today. Uh, so storyline. Driver A drives a Porsche 911 with a current speed of 130 miles per hour. Is at second place of race. The car weighs 1520 kilogram, and he is 20 miles away from finishing line. And driver A has to pass driver B, who is currently at 130 miles per hour, but to same speed as him, but in front of him. Driver A turn on his carburetor, means trying to speed up, and pressing the gas pedal all the way to the ground to exit the copy and make some space for copy to hardly catch up. So basically, copy stays at a constant speed, but car A trying to accelerate and go over copy and create some distance in between both our cars. And what you have to find is the final speed of car A when crossing the finishing line. And the top speed of car A is 220 miles per hour. Just keep in mind, car A cannot exceed 220 miles per hour under no circumstance. It's not gonna happen. And we are given the explosive force exerted on car A is 500 Newton, and gravity is 9.81, and the coefficient of friction acting on car A against the ground is 0.4, and the length of car A is 3.2, and width is 1.6. And for dimensional analysis, we got to the right is plus positive, and go on top is positive 2. And here's our assumption right here. So the gravity acts downward onto the car, and the lines are straight, so the cars don't have to slow down when making the turn or dodge the obstacles. The maximum speed of a cop car is very slow compared to a driver, and that means, the driver won't get caught. So they can just don't worry about it and just try to speed as much as they can. And no air resistance. Yep. And the normal force exerted on the car is evenly distributed on both tires. So you will see what I'm talking about later. And the friction only exerted on the first tire. Ignore the depth of a car, treat as a 2D object. And over here is our free body diagram. So what I mean by the force, normal force are evenly distributed on the car. So we have one normal force out here and another one out here exert on two tires. So NA equals to NB in this case. And also the frictional force only exert on first tire, so which is tire B out here. Pew. And that's pretty much our free body diagram out here and the inertia diagram. And that's all we got. Okay. and equation of motion at x direction. That's what we got. We just kind of pretty much sum up the force that acting on x direction, y direction, and the moment rotation as well. And since for y direction, we don't have movement on y direction as well as the moment rotation, and we set the inertial diagram for both of them as zero means no movement, no motion. And for the x horizontal acceleration over here, so yeah, so we just kind of pretty much plug in a number that we were given from now. So we are given all the stuff out here, and we can plug it in for the normal force. We have to split normal force into two because we have two on different tires. So, I mean, we got all these formulas from the first page right here. So we just kind of pretty much plug in chalk the numbers, and then we have the acceleration on the x direction as 0.67 mile per second. I mean, meter per second square. And we kind of plug in another uh, plug in the acceleration over here to get the final speed, which is 463 mile per hour. All right. But here's a catch. Since the top speed of a car is 220 mile per hour, and from the calculation, we got 463 mile per hour and is way above 220 is impossible. So the final speed of a car passing a finishing line is 220. Yeah, it could get 220 right before it passing the finishing line, but it just stay constant speed from the place where it got to 220 to the finishing line until it stops. So yeah, so the final actual speed of a car is 220 mile per hour. And thank you.